Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike. Today we are starting my declutter with a brush declutter first. I will be doing 6 of these videos. These videos always need a bunch of disclaimers, so I'll be flashing an image on the screen right now that gives you all the specifics that I would want to share with you, but for time's sake I will not be saying all of that. You can just pause the video right now and read it at your own leisure. But something I haven't done in a while is declutter my brush collection, and you can see some containers here in the back. Those are all filled. I've also emptied out some spare brushes that I had sitting in this container inside of my makeup drawers, and my goal is to be able to fit all of my brushes into this clear Zoeva organizer because it's just a bit of a mess. I've got way too many things. And really what you are looking at, what's laid out in front of you from this brush all the way to the right until this brush on the left, are things that I use on the regular. Those are the brushes that really are the workhorses of my brush collection. Those are the ones I use every single day. So why do I have so much? So I know that all of these I'm going to be keeping, so for those of you who were always wondering what brushes I use, these are the ones. I will talk you through those really quickly, and then we'll get to the actual declutter. But yeah, my regular everyday brush collection is lying right in front of you. So let's get started with that. I'm going to start here. This is a duo fiber brush that I use for bronzer. This is by Crown Brushes. This is the C406 Large Duo Face. I'm not sure if you can read it right there, and I use this for bronzer all the time, so that I know I want to keep. The Real Techniques blush brush, this looks really grubby because this has like that rubberized backing and I can't clean it anymore. So, but yeah, this is a very old one, but it's still holding up really well, so love that. I have a couple of other blush brushes that I really like that I know I can get rid of that do different things, but that's like my standard. And for face powder, oh my god, it's worn off. Can you see? This is like, if you use your brushes a lot, this is what happens. This is the F25 from Sigma, and I always use this for face powder. I did clean all of my brushes before I sat down to film this, because I didn't want to show you all these really messy brushes. And then last but not least, for highlighter, I use the F03 from Sigma. But yeah, this is my favorite highlight brush. And then we've got some like eye brushes. So I've got a MAC 217 that I really like. So this is one of the very old ones. Again, everything is worn off by now. This super old Sephora smudger brush, again, completely worn down, but I always use this on the lower lash line. I blend things out with the Zoeva Luxe Defined Crease number 224. And then I use the Sigma, what's this again? E30 pencil brush for any inner corner work. This is a Hema brush, which is a really nice angled brush. I use this for eyeliner. So if I want to do like eyeliner with shadow, which is what I usually do. And then the Zoeva 231 Petite Crease is my favorite sort of like outer V blending kind of brush. And then this is another Hema brush, and this looks really gross. It's also like falling apart. But it still works, and that's why I keep using it, because they no longer sell this. And this is the brush I use to set my eyeshadow base with. And then I have an E55 from Sigma. This is looking super grubby, and this is one of the oldest brushes in my makeup collection that I use for all over shadow. And this is the short shader E20 from Sigma, and this is quite a recent love. I've only been using this one regularly for, I don't know, a few weeks now, because I like that this is a little bit bigger than what the Sephora smudger brush does for me. So that's that brush. And then we've got some new stuff. Like I said, none of this is gonna go. So that E55, because it's so old, I figured I could buy myself a new one. So I've got a fresh one right here. They do look different. Like, do you see? Ooh, you can't really tell, but do you just see that it looks very differently? Probably also because this is very fluffed up from all the washing. I got another E20 by accident because I thought I didn't own it. But another smudger brush I bought is the E21. So again, this is a bit smaller, so those can be nice for more precise things. This I'm not sure yet what I'm going to use it for, but it looks like a really nice fluffy brush. It's from Nabla, and it's their concealer brush. I got a fan brush from Zoeva. This is their 129, because I don't have a larger fan brush like this. So that's why I figured that could make for a nice like extra for highlighting or whatever. And this is a new brush from Zoeva. This is their Concealer Perfector brush, 146. Not sure yet what I will use this for, but I thought some cream product, like cream highlight, it might be good for. So I definitely don't think I'll be using it for concealer though, but a good one. And then this is the Nabla, what's this called? Cheek Shaper. So I'm pretty sure they want you to contour with this. But this is, again, I think a good one for blending things in. And I thought it looked really pretty. And then another Zoeva brush, and I hope that I can use this for some more highlighting application, because I feel that the Sigma one doesn't always work well enough. This is the Lux Face Focus 114. So yeah, those are the workhorses of my of my brush collection. So what else do we have here? Believe it or not, if you are an eyeshadow palette collector from Urban Decay and you save all the brushes over the years, this is what you end up with. I've always saved all of these. They do make for good travel brushes, but as you can see, you pretty much get the same brush in every single palette that they do. But yeah, I do tend to grab these a lot when I travel because they're double-sided. So I sort of keep them around for that. This isn't going to go back into my makeup collection, though. I don't need all of these, but I also can't get rid of them. And the same goes for all of these Anastasia brushes. So again, I also own a few Anastasia palettes. You get the same brush in every single palette, but I like to keep these because this blending brush is quite nice, and I also really like the like shadow application brush of these. So again, these are nice ones to have, and I got them as freebies. These ones I think I'll get rid of. This is a Sigma brush, but it's the one that came with their what's it called? The Enchanted palette. This is an E54 and a E38. So again, I might, yeah, but this is a bit small for what I like, so I'm not going to use that. And these all came from Dose of Colors palettes, so these I'm going to get rid of. And these I think I'm all going to declutter. These are brushes, like I said, they were in my like spare brush holder kind of thing. This is one of those like paddle brushes from Primark. As you can see, the hairs have now completely been distorted. I have one of these that's a bit smaller from Max & More. I bought it from Action, and that I liked a lot better. This is actually, it's very flimsy in the handle and in the brush head because it's so big, it's quite heavy, and this feels like it might break off when you use it, so that can go. This is a fan brush from Real Techniques. Real Techniques always does everything in sets, so I always ended up with brushes that I didn't like. I've never used it, and it's a duo fiber one, so the actual fan doesn't really pick up a lot of product, so that's one I can do without. And then I have this very, very miniature petite fan 137 from Zoeva. And I don't know, what would you use this for? Does anybody have any tips? I would probably use this for brow bone highlight if I still did that kind of stuff. So again, this is one that came in a little set, but you'll see that I have a few of these brushes that I do really like. So this burgundy set came with an eyeshadow palette at some point. You will also see me see some more of these triangular brushes from Catrice. So they did a whole line, and these were my two least favorite ones, so that's why they were hiding out in the drawer. And these two are from the Body Shop, and these are part of the first ever brush sets I ever bought. This is their blush brush, but as you can see, it's completely misshapen from it being stuck in a drawer for so long. And I don't use blush brushes like this anymore, so that can go. But the one I do want to keep around is this powder brush. This is just called the Face and Body Brush. And this is really nice. It feels really soft. Again, not something I will reach for a lot, I'm sure. But this does feel really nice, so I'm not sure what I would use it for. But I used to really like very small brushes, but nowadays I'm more about the bigger ones, so I do really like those. And then we've got sponges. So these two Kaleidos ones are quite new to me, so these I still wanted to try. I got these as a freebie with an order, so that's why I want to keep these around. And these two I need to keep around. I wanted to declutter these, but there's something went wrong with my Shop Miss A order and it got lost in the mail. So I need to replace my order for their Paw like microfiber sponges. These ones in the teardrop shape are my favorite. I had ordered like 10 of these as a backup because this one is starting to like fall apart. But yeah, I always have two sponges on the go, so one can dry and then I use the other one and I sort of use them interchangeably. So these two I'm going to keep, but these ones I'm going to get rid of. I believe this is an Essence one. I believe this was L'Oreal, Catrice, I'm not sure. And these are Primark, and these are all super hard and it feels like you're punching yourself in the face, so these can go. And these brushes are all gonna go. I didn't even know I had all of these. These at some point came with like a Chanel powder, some Dior stuff. I think these are all Benefit box blushes. I don't know why I ended up with all of these things and hanging on to them. I don't use these. Like, these Dior brushes do feel really nice, especially this one. Oh, it's not by Dior. This is an H&M one. This is a Dior one. That one feels a bit scratchy. Maybe I'm going to keep the H&M one. I do remember liking this quite a bit. And it is nice and soft, but I haven't used it in a while. Maybe I should just, I don't know, put it out there somewhere. Oh, and I just realized that I still have this guy sitting on top, the e.l.f. Kabuki brush. I only ever use this with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, so I only whip this out in the summer. But yeah, this has been sitting on top of my vanity for a while, so yeah, this is an oldie but a goodie. Alright, so what I did, by the way, I also found this silicone sort of brush cleansing thing, but I never use this. I always use the pad that I have from Real Technique, so this I never use, so that can go. So yeah, we have, I've laid out all of my face brushes for you, and some of these come from a container that was holding my other face brushes that I do use on a daily basis, but like around this half are from a different container, where it's like, they are nice brushes to have if I want to do something very specifically, but I don't tend to use them. So that's why those are just sort of sitting there, you could say. So that's why I'm like, should I keep those all around? Well, I can tell you that a brush I'm not getting rid of is this brush from Quo. It's supposed to look like a very expensive NARS blush brush, and this is the blush brush I'd like to use if a blush is super intense, because this hardly picks up any product. So if you want to prevent clown face, this is one of the best brushes I have. And another blush brush I love, so this is why I'm getting rid of the one by the Body Shop, because this is my other favorite. Again, the Real Techniques one I use the most, but if, for instance, a blush, again, is intense, but it's not, wow, like clown face intense, and I just want to tone it down a little, I like to use the 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek by Zoeva. So this is an angled one that I really like, so that has got to stay. And then I've got two of these e.l.f. small stipple brushes, and when I was still into contouring, and sort of like if I use anything with a cream, I tend to use these. They're really good for like cream bronzer, cream highlight, cream contour, those kind of things they do very well. So I have two of them. Do I need both? Like, one of them feels a bit, this one's a bit scratchy perhaps. And we now have e.l.f. here in the Netherlands and they still do this brush. So I'll keep the one that still looks nicest, because I don't do that a whole lot anymore, and then the other one can go. And then this brush is from a brand called Up and Up that used to be for sale at Target. And I remember this was my bronzer brush before I bought the Duo Fiber one. And this is a really lovely face brush. But I also wanted to keep this one from the Body Shop. And I think, yeah, they are both really nice. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if they still sell this brand, by the way. I bought this years ago when I was on a trip in the US. So yeah, these, I'm just going to put them to the side to see. And then I have some Zoeva Up and Up Eco Tools. This Eco Tools brush I do want to keep. This is the brush I use if, for instance, my blush is looking a little crazy, or if I want to blend something or sheer it out. I use this one from Eco Tools. What is this called? I believe it's something like finishing or something, stippling finishing, something like that. I don't know. I got this in in a package as a gift with purchase. So I'm not sure what this is supposed to do, but it's really nice for blending things out. So I do really like that. These two brushes I used to use for highlighter before I bought the Sigma brush, but I do still really like both. These are both by Zoeva. We have the 134 Lux Powder Fusion, so this is really nice for blending out your highlight and really sort of making it shine even more. And this is the 105 Lux Highlight, but it's very fluffy, and I remember looking for something a bit denser at the time, but yeah, these are lovely, so I'm not going to get rid of those. And then these two brushes always do something similarly to me, but I do use them differently. So for concealer, I actually really like this other Up and Up brush. So if I want to use, no, wait, it's the other way around. The setting brush, isn't that what it's called? The setting brush from Real Techniques I like for concealer. And then I like the Up and Up brush to apply powder to my under eye if I want to go for that look. So those two I want to keep. The face shaping brush from Zoeva is really, really lovely. This is another great like contouring cream highlighter kind of thing. So I have that concealer brush now, and that's a bit smaller. Where's my Nabla? No, this is from Zoeva as well. But this is, I think, for a bit more targeted. And then the other one is nice too. So we can put that. I'm gonna have to organize those brushes in a bit, but and then this is another Zoeva brush. This is from their Premier collection, so it came in a little set. And this is the Petite Face Finish 1111, and this is also a really lovely brush. So this is also great for blending things out for whatever you want to do. So those are lovely. You know what? I'm going to keep the Up and Up brush, I think, because this I remember just loving a lot more than this. It just feels fluffier. So if I want to use a very fluffy brush to blend things out, I would use that over this. And now we're going to get rid of some things for sure, because I've got things in here where I'm like, do I really want to keep those? I am not entirely sure. For sure, I can get rid of this e.l.f. brush. This is one of those like swirly brushes, and I was using this for primer. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's got hairs sticking out, and it had a lot of hairs falling out, so I don't even know why I still have this. So that needs to go. That's falling apart. These two brushes from Essence are actually really nice. You can also see that I use this. It's just not in my system that I use this brush. It was really lovely for bronzer, but I would use the Up and Up brush over this for bronzer for sure. And it was also called the bronzer brush, by the way. And then they had this like weirdly cut one, which I don't think I've used enough. This is the Face All-Rounder brush. I don't need these. I never reach for them. Then, it is difficult though, because I have used all of these brushes, so I do kind of know what I like. Oh, this triangular shaped one from Catrice, this was their concealer brush. That can go. I would never use that. And I now have that Zoeva one, so I don't have any purpose for that. This is another one from that Catrice line, and this is very similar to, where you go, that Zoeva one I just kept, so that Face Shape 110, but this is denser, so this is better for cream than this is. This has a lot more give to it. The only one from this Catrice line that I would consider keeping is this one with the little dent, because I sometimes like to really apply primer with a brush instead of my fingers, and then I like to put the product in the little dent and then blend it out. However, I've been okay applying my primer with my hands for like the past year, ever since my e.l.f. brush came out or gave out, so I don't think I necessarily need to keep both of these. This was their foundation brush. These were really lovely brushes, I have to say. I don't think they still do them. So yeah, I can get rid of these. And then we've got, this is actually the same brush as the one I just kept. This is their Lux Powder Fusion 134 from Zoeva, so I do really like that. I don't want to get rid of that, also because it's in the special packaging, you could say. And then this sculpting brush from Real Techniques I can get rid of. It's a bit too big. It doesn't really fit the contours of my face for something like cream contouring, so that can go. And this one I used to love for cream blush. You can see how much I've used it because the name has worn off. I don't remember what this is called though. It's Real Techniques. It came in some sort of set, so I think I do want to keep that one because I remember loving that. This is the brush. Let me show you side by side. So this is the Primark version, and this is the one from Max and More, which is a brand that I can buy from a store called Action. And if I were to use foundation brushes, because I think that's sort of what we're looking at here, like foundation-y, powdery kind of brushes, and I've been using sponges for, I think, 2 years now, so I don't really use these, but I think they're good to have, just in case I do want to go back to a foundation brush. So I did really like this for that, so I want to keep it, but I'm not going to keep it with my main brushes, because I just don't reach for it enough. And then I have 2 flat top kabuki brushes. This is the Zoeva Buffer 104. If you're looking for a good foundation brush, this is one of my favorites. It's really, really nice, but it's very difficult to clean because this is a clean brush and I can't get the product off. And this is the flat kabuki from Sigma, the F80, which is really good too. I used to use this a lot with loose powder because you can just like dip it in and then stamp it onto your face. And then I use the F25, which I use with pressed powders, but I use this then as also to whisk away any excess product. So those I can keep around. And then I have the round kabuki F82 from Sigma. And this one, oh, this is my OG foundation brush, you guys. This I've had for years. So I'm just going to keep it around just in case. But to compare it to the Zoeva, like this is a flat top, of course, this is a rounder top, but I just like that this has a bit more surface area, so it's a bit more easy, like a bit more quicker in the application, plus it's easier to clean because it's not that dense, and this, like, wow, like, yeah, but it's okay, it's fine. And then I have the Petite Face Definer from Zoeva, the 135. Would I ever use anything like this? Again, it's like a contouring kind of brush. And I remember liking it for that because it does have that taper going up. And I think I have space for one more face brush. So I can hang on to it for now. And then we'll put those like foundation-y kind of brushes in the drawer. But we're not going to keep it out. So I had some more brushes in the eye department, that's for sure. And I think that what you're looking at is brushes that were sort of like part of my everyday that I want to reach for a lot kind of stash. And then these 2 batches were just sort of like sitting on my vanity just in case. So I know I can get rid of some of these because I definitely don't use all of this. I see this Revolution brush. This was a free gift with purchase. I'm going to get rid of that because I've never used it. Of these, let's start. Let me move these to the side because this is going to be the easiest one for me to go through because I know exactly what I want to use these brushes for because these are the ones I reach for all the time if I want to do several things. So these are silicone brushes from Essence. They came from the same line as those 2 face brushes I just got rid of. And these are lovely because if you want to use anything glittery, these are really nice. This is really good for applying a glitter primer, and this is really nice for dipping into a little jar, and then the glitter, because this is silicone, will actually just stick to it, and it's not as messy as when you're using fingers. So these I tend to use when I use glitters, so those I'm going to keep. Let me see what else we have here. Oh, I have a few of these Real Techniques eyeshadow brushes. These are super fluffy and I really like these if I want to do like a one shadow look and you're done kind of thing. So these I want to keep. Oh, this, I have a few of these like super small, like precise brushes. So I have the accent brush from Real Techniques, the 237 detail shader from Zoeva. I'm not sure if I'm showing you this correctly, but that's that one. These are so dinky. And then from Zoeva, I also have the 238 Looks Precise shader. And these are really nice if you want to do something like a halo eye. This is my Sonia Kashuk 106. I love this brush for packing on shadow on the lid. So That's not gonna go. And I also have the Sonia Kashuk 203, which if I do a brow bone highlight, this is the brush I go for. I have one spoolie from Hema, so that's going to stay. And let me see. Just need to organize these real quickly. So I definitely don't think I need all of this. This is the Petite Eye Blender from Zoeva. This is nice for the lower lash line as well. Like if you want to do something, it's quite a firm brush. And it's really good for blending things out as well, by the way. So this brush right here is a smoky eye brush from Essence. This used to be purple, but from all the washing, it's just completely gone. This used to be my favorite lower lash line brush, but I now have this. And I feel they're fairly similar, so I don't need this anymore, and it's just a bit old. This is the Sigma Firm Shader E57, and this is like a smaller version of the E55, and I like this again for like halo eyes, or if I'm doing something a little bit more detailed, this works really well. This angle brush is from Essence, and this is really nice if you're trying to use brow pomades because it's really fine and flimsy, but it's really good at drawing on like brush strokes or hair strokes. So I like it for that. And then this one is the Cream Shader 233 from Zoeva, and this is the brush I use if I want to do anything like a cut crease. This has a really nice rounded edge, so you can like stamp it on and it will do the job for you. And then I have a bunch of these like blending brushes, and the one that I use the most is Zoeva's 228 Lux Crease. I like blending out the lower lash line with this. It's very big and fluffy, but it works really well for that. So I want to keep that. And then these ones, the Firm Blender I sometimes use if I want to put shadow, like blend out my crease a little bit. So this is the E44. So that's why that can stay. And this is the Diffused Crease E38 from Sigma. Yeah, this is a pretty small blending brush, so I'll keep that. And then I have two sort of like MAC 217 dupes. One from Boozy Shop. This is the tapered blending that I don't like, so I never use it. That can go. And I think I'll hang on to the E25 by Sigma. I don't like this as much as the MAC version, not gonna lie, but it's good to have like a backup, I guess. And then I have these three. I have a Precision Round P82. This is actually a really nice brush if you don't want to use fingers for things like paint pots or cream bases. This is really nice for that. And for blending out a cream base, I like this Real Techniques. This was like a special line they did. This is the 201. And this is really nice for blending things out. This is just a bit too big for me, so that can go. And then I think that this little batch here contains a lot of brushes that I sometimes reach for, or that I used to reach for, because they sort of went with makeup aesthetics that I adhere to years ago. For instance, a brush I can't get rid of, but that I won't get rid of, that I can get rid of even though I don't use it, is the Flat Definer E15 from Sigma. I bought this off of the recommendation of Wayne Goss, saying that if you struggle doing eyeliner, that this is actually a really good one, because you can really sort of get into the lash line with this, and you can just sort of like wiggle the brush with a bit of gel liner, and it works. So even though I never use gel liner, it works. Where is that? I was about to say, don't I have another one? I have two Sigma E05s, and I have the long-handled one, but I find that I don't have enough control with it. I actually prefer this travel version, so I'm going to keep the travel version, and I'm going to get rid of the long one. I think I got that free as a gift with purchase. And then what else is in here? Oh, I have so many brushes. Oh, another taper blending one. You see, I get these for free when I place an order from this web shop called Boozy Shop. They are a Dutch website that stocks things like Milani and stuff, and they have their own brush line as well. So that's why I have so many of their stuff, but I don't always use it. Oh, these Visanti brushes I can get rid of. I never use these. Same goes for this one. Like, you can see my favorite brands are like Real Techniques, Zoeva, and Sigma. That's pretty much it. Ooh. Yeah, this angled brush from Real Techniques I really like. It's just called the Angled Shadow Brush. This is really nice for, I don't know, if I want to do anything fluffy in the crease. And these ones, the E40, and the E45 from Sigma. Oh wow, these are OG. I actually don't want to get rid of these because this is the kind of stuff I did, like the kind of brushes I used to use way back in the day. But this is just, look at how big that is for a blending brush. My eyes do not fit this brush. It's way too big. Like this is why, like this E38, like that's much more my style when it comes to a blending brush. So this one is too big, so it can go. The E45, again, I like the Crown one better. This is a dupe for it. This is the Crown C139 stiff tapered crease, and it's the same brush, but it's got a shorter handle, so I always liked it better in the end because I had more control. So again, the Sigma one, may your soul rest in peace. That's a throwback. I used to use it all the time. And then we have these Zoeva brushes. The Concealer Buffer. I do like these kind of brushes. Again, for cream, or did I really ever use this for concealer? Not sure I want to keep this one. I believe I remember liking the face brushes in this set a lot better. This like burgundy one, it's from their Opulence collection. So that one, I definitely don't need the 227. That can go. And this is a good liner brush, but it's got a little too much give for my liking, so that can go. This is the 317 wing liner. Like Zoeva does these in their regular like rose gold or black packaging. Like they do all these brushes individually, but I got them as part of sets. And this is from their Premier collection. This is the 232 Looks Classic Shader. This is just your basic eyeshadow brush, which you can never have too many of those. So I do want to keep that. This I'm still undecided on, so I'll keep it over there. And then I've got this little family. And these are the brushes that were like, I don't even know where these were at, because these were just hiding behind my mirror. Oh, I do see a brush that I know I can't get rid of. The eyeliner brush from Real Techniques. This is a really stiff little brush, and it's actually really good for brow powder. So I want to keep that around as a brow brush, even though I don't really use brow powder anymore. But still. Ooh, my backup of my Hema brush. Maybe I should just get rid of the old one then. I remember having two of these, but I thought I'd lost it. See, this is what it looks like if it looks pristine. This is the one that I've had since way back in the day. They no longer do this brush though, but this one is still pristine. So I'll start using the new one, and I'll get rid of this one. Yes. Way to go. I have a backup MAC 217 short-handled one. So that's not going to go anywhere because that's my favorite crease brush. And if my 217 ever falls apart, because I still have one of the natural haired ones, and nowadays they only do it in a synthetic hair, and that one is a backup with the natural hair. So I have one that I can use. This, if I want to do like a lip look, this is a brush from Hema. It's a Dutch brand, by the way. They do some makeup, and they do some makeup brushes, and they were some of the first brushes I bought. They're super cheap and cheerful, and this is actually a really good lip brush because it has this nice little taper to it. So if I do anything with a lip brush, I use that brush. So I can get rid of this Zoeva one because this is the Precision Lip, but it's got like, do you see it's very square? Don't like it. And then I have, I think, quite a few of these Hema brushes, and also this, the Body Shop one. I didn't know I still had all of these, like, super old brushes. This is fun. This is fun. But yeah, these can go. These were some of my first makeup brushes ever, and I don't need these anymore. Even though, like, this is a really good brush for packing things onto the lid, but I have my Sonia Kashuk one that I always use. And then we have, ooh, this is another very good detailed brush from the Body Shop, but I don't need it because I have a lip brush and I have enough detailed brushes. This Visanti brush, it's nice, but the handle is a bit long for me. This is a Sigma brush. This is the Shader Crease E47, and this is one of those brushes that I bought and I've never used it, so it can go. I don't know what to do with it. And then this is an Essence brush that I believe came free in a palette, so it can go. Same goes for this one, by the way, can go. And this is, ooh, another oldie but a goodie. Another e.l.f. brush, but this can go as well. And then you have these ones left. This I should have cleaned, I see. I only did use these once. This is really lovely. My colleagues bought me, when I left my previous job, my colleagues bought me Storybook Cosmetics wand-handled makeup brushes. I'll put them on display in their little pouch on my Harry Potter shelves, because I think that will be better. I don't think I'll be using these for makeup application. So those are not going to go anywhere, and I think I want to keep both of these. So this is the one that is the concealer version of the foundation one from this came in a set. So these are from Action, and these were really, really lovely. So I do want to keep this. And I think I want to keep this Zoeva concealer buffer. I can see myself using something like this. So what I've done pretty much is that I've condensed down 3 of these little cubbies to 1, so I'm pretty happy. Now this is what I have left brush wise, so I think that's a little bit better. So I already have my face brushes sort of organized a little bit. I still need to do the eye brushes, but yeah, this is what I have left in terms of my brush collection. Alright, so I just gave everything a quick count. This is everything that I'm getting rid of in terms of brushes and sponges and all that. And all of this is exactly 50 items. So I'm super proud of that. So thank you very much for watching today's declutter. I've got much more coming your way. You will be seeing me reorganizing my makeup collection, as I already said at the beginning, once all of the declutters are done. We still have 5 declutters coming your way, so I hope you'd like to stay tuned. However, I also make some other content about mainly makeup and fashion, so if you'd like to stay tuned for more, I make 3 videos a week, so I hope you'd like to stick around and watch some more of my videos, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!